Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I have Aletha joining me. Hey, Aletha.
Hi there.
Hey guys, we have a really exciting video, how to manifest a date with your specific person, or with anybody really, but who wouldn't want to be on a date with their specific person? So yeah, really exciting video. Yeah, Aletha helped one of her clients manifest a date. So we are going to talk about how you can create that in your reality and what they created together, what they did together to create that. Just before we dive into it, guys, we do have a free course. The free course is how to find your blocks to manifest anything fast. Link is in the description below. It's absolutely amazing. And guys, Aletha's 50% off sale is ending soon. Definitely check out the link in the description if you'd like to book with her. It's almost done. So yeah, definitely check that out. Yeah, so I'm excited. Let's dive into this. So how to manifest a date. Yeah, what did you and your client do to manifest this?
Well, we began to, at first, the first thing we did was look exactly what it is the person wanted. They wanted a date, obviously, but to get clarified on that, to have a set, to really know what it is that they want to experience with this person, that they want the person to ask them out. There's a lot of different ways. Like, okay, I want a date. Well, there's a lot of ways that can happen. You can bump into somebody and whatever, or they can call you up and plan a really special evening. And so basically we decided what it is that the person wanted exactly for this date. And then from that, we went into creating a mental image or an imaginal scene of what they wanted, seeing them themselves. In this case, they wanted the person to do something really special, ask them out, take them someplace special. And it was also for their birthday. So it was the kind of thing where it had a lot of significance and they wanted to feel special. And so we made an imaginal scene. And then once that was created, it's a matter of living from the state of having that, trusting it, believing it, and having faith in in the law of assumption that it will manifest. If we manifest from what we are. So that person could live in the joy and the feeling of, I have a date, even though they didn't have it yet, but I have a date Monday night with so-and-so. And we're going to do this, because we had it predicted already in our imagination. So that was what we really started with. Yeah, anyway.
I love that. No, it's totally awesome. Like, what am I going to wear, or, these sort of things. But I think, I know people are asking right now, what happens if I can't imagine something? I can't visualize stuff. And I get it. I'm not a big visualizer either a lot of times. And the good news is, guys, is you can either script or just do intentions or affirmations. That's going to create an image in your mind because your subconscious mind sees in pictures. So as soon as you're like, well, I'm going out on a date on Friday night, boom, your subconscious mind has just created a mental image of you going out on a date on Saturday night. So you can also say, I'm going out on a date with Jerry Saturday night. Now I've just made a mental image of me and Jerry going out on Friday night on a date. So, you create mental images with every word that you say. So you don't necessarily have to sit down and close your eyes and visualize it. You can write it out in a script, or you can just plain old say, I'm going out on a date. We're going to have a great time. This is what he's going to say to me. This is how I'm going to feel, and really start to create it that way with what you're going to see, hear, and feel all through words, and thoughts.
Right. And I have clients that tell me straight out that imagining is hard for them. And the one person actually told me that they just see blank, black. And nothing shows up, which is hard for me because I'm an enormous person who with a really strong imagination, and it's easy for me to imagine things in color and all that. But I totally get it because I know I've worked with enough people that there are many out there that have trouble visualizing or just don't even enjoy that. It's just not how it works for them. And everything you said is so true because our words create pictures. And as those pictures, they go into our subconscious mind, it sees the pictures, and then it's like, oh, okay, we're going to have a date on Monday night. And then it works it out, and gets pushed out. And so I've done that lots of times with clients where, and then see, when you have pictures, a word picture that comes to your mind, that's how you stay in living from the end. You're going through your life every single day. You're working, you're doing whatever, and you're not always in that lay down meditative alpha state, where it's so easy to just imagine or just be in that state of feeling really good because from whatever it is you want to manifest. But instead, you need to feel that all the time to live from the state of the thing that you want to manifest. And so when we have that mental picture and you're doing something and all of a sudden you start to feel like a little low or get a negative thought or something, immediately that picture will come to you and it lifts you up again because the picture has a feeling attached to it. And that feeling is what you want to stay in. And then you can smile, you know, and wherever you go, whatever you do, and all of a sudden you just a smile crosses your face and no one knows why.
Right. And, you know, and a big part of living from this end is a mental diet. It's a mental diet. So, you know, don't undo your hard work. Okay. Avoid undoing your hard work, you know, and how could you undo your hard work? What do you want to avoid? Well, you want to avoid, okay, so you've just went and, you know, you're like, we're going on a date on Friday. It's going to be great. We're going to have a great time. The food's going to be great. I'm going to feel so good. He's going to tell me how much he likes me or she is. And then all of a sudden, you're like, what if it doesn't happen? And start worrying about it not happening. Now that's going to undo it. We need to be on our mental diet in that moment and go, no, you know what, this is going to happen. And, you know, and basically, you know, take that inner saboteur, that inner voice and say, no, that's not what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. And, you know, in those moments when, you know, you're having that mental fight with yourself on the inside of, you know, all these negative things that you don't want, you know, understand that in the moment, you may not feel like it, but those positive intentions are making a difference and they're still going to create. Okay. So they're going to start to create you feeling neutral again, and then they're going to start creating your reality. So don't just stop there. Keep doing those thoughts and intentions and fighting those voices until you're like, what am I ever worried about? Now, the other thing that we want to add in here is to have your faith and your trust. So one thing I always recommend, and everybody knows this, is do the list of little tiny manifestations every day. I can't say how important this is, because when something happens that's so tiny, but it's a moment of, oh yeah, everyone's being pushed out. Why am I ever worried? You know, and that moment, right? You've got such faith and trust and belief in yourself that it's like, oh yeah, okay, look at easily negative voice, not helping me today. This is what's going to happen instead. And you lose that resistance of, you know, the whole entire non-belief, non-faith thing, because you don't have to believe your intentions. You just need to believe that they're possible. Right?
Yes. And, you know, it's believing in yourself, your self-concept. You don't have to believe that you can actually do something at the first, but you do need to believe. It does help to believe that I am in control, that everybody has to conform to me, and that I am the power of my universe. And if we can, you know, set the small list of intentions, and then believe that I am powerful enough for all of this to manifest, and believe in that. Because if we're walking around thinking, well, I'm not really good at manifesting, well, then of course you're going to end up with not being very good at manifesting. So you have to believe in yourself and have trust and faith in yourself and in the law of assumption that it will do what it
right.
is.
So everybody say it now. I'm really good at manifesting and I always get what I want. And what I want is, and then rapid fire a bunch of intentions out, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yes. Good.
You know, I think that is so incredibly important, you know. Yeah, you know, when it really comes down to it, you know, it's about focusing on what you want. And I think another big part of manifesting a date is, you know, manifest. What does your specific person think about you? Why do they want to be with you? Like, you know, in 10, they want to go on a date with you. They want to spend their time with you. Change your story about yourself. Like, you know what? I am always wanting, you know, people always want to go on a date with me, especially so-and-so. They think I'm the best person ever. Like, start creating what you want them to think about you and what other people think about you as being in a relationship, you know, and create that you're good enough to have this and have this now. Like, none of this, oh, I need to lose 5 pounds first. No, why?
Do it now. Yeah, everything is now anyhow. And yes, and living from the end is doing everything you just said. That and our mental diet, it really helps us to stay on top of things and to create the version of an SP that we want and the version of ourselves that we want. And yeah, so that you see yourself. Yeah, because that's so important. If you can create the version of the SP that you want, then and live from that version and ignore the one that's showing up in your 3D and live from your imaginal state. And that's one of the things Neville Goddard talks about. The person who's capable of living imaginally, internally, from the state of having whatever it is that they want is the person who is able to create heaven on earth for themselves and the world around them.
Exactly. And that's why I like the statement, I'm good enough to have this, because, you know, I think sometimes we create that maybe we aren't good enough to have something, you know, especially if there's been like a third party. Sometimes third parties are created through insecurities, but it's like, no, I'm good enough to have this. I'm good enough to have, you know, to be treated like a priority, to feel like they're their number one girl, to have all their attention when we're out. You know, I'm good enough to have this. I'm good enough to have it now. You know, I mean, because I think sometimes, you know, we may feel like an imposter. We may think that people know more than us or better than us in some way. And, you know, that doesn't necessarily need to be true. I mean, each and every one of you guys are perfect just the way you are in your own way right now. And you are good enough to have what you want, regardless of who other people are. You know, it just, we need to stop measuring ourselves in relation to other people and comparing ourselves to other people, because we're unique. We create ourselves in our own way. You know, I mean, like, for instance, you know, it's funny, you know, you look at singers, like, okay, they're great. They've got a talent. They sing. They intended that they're great at singing. And there they are. People love their music, you know, and it's like, and if I look at that and go, well, you know, oh, well, they're better than me that they can sing. Well, no, I've got a talent. I know how to explain the law of assumption in very simple terms. And I help change so many people's lives. So does that make the singer better than me? No. Does that make me better than the singer? No. I mean, we're unique. There's no comparison. There's no way to compare each other, because we create ourselves the way that in our own unique way. It's like comparing apples and oranges, right? Everybody's different, you know, and to celebrate what makes us us and to be confident in that and know our worth and what we bring to the table. And I think that's the biggest thing. When you know your worth, everyone as you pushed out, they're going to reflect it back, right?
Right. And that's the faith, believing and trusting it's in yourself and that power that you have within yourself. And understanding that the real world consciousness is the actual real reality. And then the 4D, when we're imagining or when we're living internally with that inner conversation and visualizing through the word pictures, seeing ourselves being the person that we want to be or with that person that we want to be, then that is just moving our manifestation forward, because it keeps us in line with what it is that we want and how we want to manifest it.
Exactly. So guys, we intend everybody out there manifesting a date has done it, you know, is doing it. And they message and comment, manifested a date, and everyone's happy for them. So, and I intend everybody gets some aha moment and, you know, takes from this video what they need to move themselves forward. Take what you need and what you don't, leave behind. We're just here to help you and share our knowledge to have you live the best life that you possibly can and have everything you want. So thank you so much for being here today, Aletha.
Thank you very much.
And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.